Good morning, I'm Rob Wilson and it's 10:30 Eastern on Wednesday the 2nd of May. Ordinarily I like to record as I trade, but in this instance I just want to take a few minutes to go over price action since the North American Open. So running back through the day on the 5-minute chart, you see we get a breakout below the 4-hour uptrend channel at about 3:40 EST. So Wilson takes a continuation trade basically as soon as he can, which is about here, and takes profit at Wilson line 131.57. That's that. Obviously, by this stage, you can see that we've got a trend channel established, and that trade kicks off the 5-minute 20, which is frankly just above the 1-minute 62. And we get a continuation spike down, which I missed. After that, what we see is price set up a less steep continuation channel over the next, 3 hours or so. You can see when America opens, there's a real fight goes on down at 130. And after that, price never gets more than a couple of pips below that swing low. So that goes in the system as an established swing low. However, bearing in mind that we're still in a downtrend, it always makes sense to trade with the trend from the upper boundary. And in this particular case, what we see here is a little swing high made at 131.44, and then price comes back up to retest that, and we're looking at that on the 5-minute, and you can see here some lovely hidden bearish divergence. Lovely hidden bearish divergence. Okay, let me see if I can show you that. Okay, so what we have here on the 5-minute time frame are lower highs in accordance with the trend channel and higher highs on the stochastic. Now, when we look at the same formation on the 1-minute chart, this is the 5-minute high we're talking about, and here's the entry, and we can see that on the 1-minute time frame we have a condition of regular divergence, right? We can see here that between this high and the high against which my entry is taken, we have lower stochastic highs here. Okay, so we've got hidden bearish divergence on the 5, regular divergence on the 1, and we're retesting the up of a bear trend channel in a downtrend. So that is a sell signal. So the sell signal is taken and on we march. And we can see that price, once it starts to take notice of that, gradually falls away and then powers down to retest our swing low at 131.30. However, when that doesn't go through the first time and then the second, the chances are that having had 5 or 6 goes by this stage to get through 131.30, momentarily at least, the bulls are going to take charge of this market and try and spring that channel and create some sort of a reversal. So at that moment, the loss stop on this trade is brought down to break even, and a counter order, a counter buy stop is put into the system, which will enable us to capture a bull spike if it materializes. For this trade to kick off, we have to remake this high. We also have to break out of the bear trend channel, and that's, as you can see, is exactly what happens. Once we break out of the channel, boom, bull orders come flying into the market, and we take profit at the next Wilson line, which is a former swing low point, 131.57. In fact, you can see I was a couple of pips shy there at 131.55. When you take a trade like this, you don't want to be greedy with it. And the reason you don't want to be greedy with it is that 90% of traders are institutions, and institutions don't change their view overnight. So this is likely to be a short-term counter-trend spike. Okay, so just take your profit at the very next resistance points you see. What happens then is that there'll be a retest, and in this case, that retest is stopped off for the moment by the upper boundary of the bear trend channel. And what we're seeing now is price form essentially a bear wedge. Okay, the upper limit of that bear wedge is 131.58, and the bottom limit you can see is climbing towards it. This area really for us is untradeable because we need to see what happens when this little consolidation area breaks out either way. So what are we going to see next? Well, we're either going to see a spike out of this channel followed by probably some sort of retest and a continuation, or we're going to see, after several attempts, this Wilson line at 131.57 hold, and price will try and break to the downside. There'll be a retest and a continuation. So that's scenario 2. Or, given the time of day, where we are now, we could well see price just ricochet off this line and continue in some sort of trend. It doesn't mean it is, in some sort of range. It doesn't mean it isn't tradable, but you need to bear in mind that that range, has a downside limit at 131.35 touch, something like that, and an upside at 131.60, which is a very thin area. And we simply don't know at this stage what's going to happen. We bear in mind that we're still in a downtrend, and if this level continues to hold, at some stage the bears will take charge of the market again and drive us down. Okay, but until that happens with conviction, we're far safer just to stand aside. Well, I hope that's of use to you. What we've seen there is a first trend taken with the trend, but when that trend falters yet again at a clear swing point, then it's not a bad idea to put a stop and reverse in, or at the very least, just close your stop in. Protect any profit you might already have made on the session, move your stop to break even, and take the hit if this channel gets taken so quickly. Okay, so just to finish off this little edition of Bullet TV, you can see here that prices flirted once and broken through this level. It was immediately retraced, but there hasn't been an awful lot of bullish follow-through. So at the moment, it's an open debate. The bulls have tempted a counter move. That's been rejected to an extent, but only far as the upper channel boundary. And now we're seeing upside momentum build. It's far from a done deal at the moment, but this could form, this rising support line could form the lower boundary of a new bull trend on a short-term chart, and that could ultimately take the pair up to at least 131.80. And if 131.80 gets taken, then we're probably up to the other side of the 4-hour rising channel. But at the moment, we don't know. We don't know. There's been a lot of movement today. It could be that the market just rests here at right where it is. Anyway, listen, I hope that's been of use to you. Boom boom, Wilson out.